are Colorado. Everyone belongs in this grand human story of Colorado, and we are stronger when we author it together. At History Colorado, we are interested in a robust understanding, a dynamic reconciling, and a compassionate and fearless discovery of our shared history. We build knowledge together so we can build a better future. This is the Eilers neighborhood in Pueblo, Colorado, where my grandmother grew up and where she spent her early adult years. So much of what I understand about history is exactly rooted in this place. How we take care of each other, how we honor our ancestors, and how we build a better future for all of our children.
We believe that education has the power to transform lives and strengthen communities.
We are at El Pueblo History Museum. El Pueblo was created in 1842 as a trading post. That history is so important for our young people to understand where they come from, what their community is about, and to connect to those stories. Hands-on History is a 5-day program for students 1st grade through 8th grade in our community. We have 4 days of school in our school districts, and we provide a 5th-day program that allows parents to bring their kids to continue their educational experience.
My son William has been coming to Hands-on History for the last several years. It is so much fun. So he always comes home and he tells me about all of the interesting things they did. He absolutely loves it.
History Colorado sometimes is the resource for a lot of teachers. This is often like one of the crucial opportunities for students to get social studies content.
We want them to love history and we want them to be a part of it.
Preservation programs at History Colorado focus on how we can connect best with community and how we can support them in their work to save the places that they love. It's by nature a forward-looking endeavor. We recognize the needs of community now and tomorrow, and we think historic places play a really important role.
We are designated through History Colorado support. We are now designated as a national and state registered historic building. This history is wonderful because it started with 6 men who organized the church in 1889 after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Historic preservation goes hand in hand with rural prosperity. Designation means economic, social, and environmental impact. Preservation for a new day means we add values at several tables towards the most pressing issues that are happening today. For example, affordable housing, sustainability, cultural preservation, adaptive reuse.
Our History Colorado is one of the most beautiful public buildings. It's a place where you can go and still hear the voices of the past. The connection to community, that's the way it stands out. It's these community connections it's making. The very personal ways to help us confront hard history.
The Sand Creek exhibition just really stands out. To explore it as comprehensively as that exhibition does and give voice to so many people who traditionally don't have a place when it comes to telling history, I think was really important.
And we want the next generation and the next generation to be able to engage with history and with the community the way that we've been able to engage with it. And that's only going to happen if we support it now.
History Colorado is the state's memory keeper. That means for all Coloradans, our commitment to collecting the diversity of stories of everybody who has called this place home, everybody who has made this place what it is today.
Fort Garland opened as a museum in 1950 to give visitors an opportunity to experience what life may have been like on a frontier fort during the Civil War era. They'll walk into a place like this, which is our newest exhibition called Buffalo Soldiers Revision, where we have worked with community and with artists to really dig into some of the more complicated elements of the history of the fort. When we launched this project, we hosted a gathering of community members, of descendants, of tribal partners, and of the artists who were working on this project. We wanted them to be able to actually walk the grounds, to see the space, to meet with the people, because all of that is part of the story and part of the history.
The I Am Auraria exhibit tells the story of the Auraria neighborhood, which was displaced to create the campus. This exhibit is intended to create a sense of healing, to turn the corner from what happened and look to the future with promise. One of the ways that the community was involved was a project that History Colorado led called the Museum of Memories.
The Museum of Memory is a program where we actually go out into communities and work with communities to help them define how they want to remember their story.
Descendants and their families were invited to campus, really for the first time in decades, to talk about their experience. The families called it the reunion. That was very telling how they approached it. It was unforgettable. It was unforgettable. Thank you to History Colorado for starting that, for that work, and for the work that we're still going to do together.